All right, we are live at Allegheny Coffee and Tea on a Saturday morning. We're going to talk Brewer Series, Pirates, and answer fan questions.
Let's do it.
You're listening to the Bucco Banter podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Order steak by the plate, send in case after case. Run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snake.
All right, welcome back, dude. Good morning. We got a long weekend ahead of us. A lot going on today. But first, we got to talk Buccos and drink some coffee.
What are you drinking?
My tall medium roast, man. I'm pretty simple guy. You got your nitro espresso?
Nitro espresso. Wakes you up nice and early. A little later today, 10 a.m. Late night at the Pirates game last night.
Still cold. It's May 24th, and it's like 50-some degrees out.
I don't mind it. Last week I was burning up out here, so
yeah.
Pretty good. But let's talk Pirates last night. Pretty exciting game.
I'll take them however I can get them, man. A W, 4-game series. So let's we finally won a Skeens game. Let's start there. We won a Skeens game. He pitched really well, and
he didn't get the win though.
He didn't get the
He
win.
didn't get the win.
I'll take the win I know he wants to get the win for the team regardless. So let's just start there. We'll get a win for him here eventually. But yeah, good win, and then hopefully we can take the next 2 today and tomorrow.
2 games in a row with 5 or more runs.
Yep.
The game before was kind of a cheap 5th run, but
yes,
you got to find any way to get it.
We ended the streak.
What have you seen anything in the last couple of games, even though they lost game 1 pretty much in like blowout fashion, if we're being honest? Have you seen anything that could either turn the tides or that you've liked or that has been different?
I mean, starting pitching has remained consistent, I think. They're giving us a chance to win most games. Which is huge. And then Mike Burrows came up. I think he had a couple mistake pitches, but overall I liked what I saw from Burrows. The bullpen has been up and down as it has been all year. Had some glimpses of good moments. Isaac Matson's up. Shout out the pit guy, Isaac Matson. We got an interview coming out with him on Monday, by the way.
Yeah.
And he again left one bad pitch up. Other than that, looked pretty good. So yeah. Just want to see guys get more opportunities. Spencer Horwitz has looked great. I think he's really making his presence known, like you said on last episode. So, it's pretty much the same old. I haven't really seen much different.
I mean, last night, I didn't look at the box score yet, but it seemed like they were hitting with runners in scoring position, clutch hits, even though they were mostly singles.
Yeah.
So finding a way to get guys in. Probably should have won on the Canario play at home. Did you get a chance to see the replay yet?
I have not watched the replay.
It was bad. In person, I mean, he was thrown out by a mile. I don't know if you send him there. We could talk about that in a second. But
that was what I call a Mike Rebello special.
Yeah. Part of me gets in, part of me doesn't. Because we were talking with our friends at NS9, and it was like, well, you're trusting the Pirates with a guy on third with 1 out to do something. And how often have we seen that this year where just nothing happens, right?
Yeah.
So I get taking the chance, trying to end the ball game right there. He's out by a mile. That ball was hit so hard. The throw was perfect, but he was safe.
Yeah.
He was safe, and they called him out of the baseline, which means you can't challenge the play. So
that's
it
only happened to the Pirates. But listen, hey, I like you said, you got to take chances when you don't score a lot of runs. You got to maybe take risks every once in a while.
Right.
But then again, we've seen it a lot with Mike Rebello this year where they've run into outs at home, and you try to limit those when you can. But in that moment, I get it. Ninth inning.
Well, let's recap the game last night. 2 home runs from Cruz, 1 right in front of us out in right center field. Just absolute bombs and a clutch one in the 9th. Kutch had 2 hits. Frazier 3 for 3 on the day with 2 walks. What a day. And then 3 for 8 runners in scoring position, 10 left on base. Skeens, quality start, 6 innings, 1 earned, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts.
2 guys with 3 hits.
Yeah.
4 guys with multiple hits, right? 12 hits total. You don't see it too much with this Pirates offense. So
got a couple comments here. One, Anthony Murphy, friend of the show. Murph saying, what's up, boys? How's it going?
Bucks
well,
on deck. Check them out.
That's it. That's our minor league scoops. 412 Double Play podcast said 3 for 8 runners in scoring position for Pirates last night. 10 men left on base. That's like the Pirates special, but mostly because solo shots by Cruz, which we did talk about this a little bit yesterday with some of the NS9 guys as well. Cruz lead off, but a lot of solo shots.
I mean, yeah, there's no one really to hit in ever, especially when you're kind of taking the Kyle Schwarber approach in the leadoff spot, which I'll take any runs that we can get at this point, but I'll take 3 for 8 over.
Listen, he's
0 or 1. Yeah.
I really like him in the leadoff spot. He's done really well. A lot of leadoff home runs there. That's why we really like IKF in the last spot. He turns the order over, and I think he's a perfect 9-hole guy. But to lead off a game, if you can start off with a blast from O'Neill, I mean, I'll take that every time. It's kind of like a Kyle Schwarber approach.
Yeah, I mean, there was a noticeable difference last night. I mean, you look at the box, and 3 for 8 in any day looks bad. But for this team, the approaches to play was a little bit different. They were hitting the ball hard in key situations when they needed to do it. So they found a way to take a win. Why don't we get some questions here?
You got some live questions?
Hi, my name's Stephanie. I'm from downtown.
Okay.
I just want to know, where is Bubba Chandler?
Ooh, good question.
Good question.
Where is he? So literally, he's in Indianapolis. I can tell you that much. Why is he not here? That's an even better question. I don't know. He should be here, but like, where do you put him? Like, you make a spot for Bubba Chandler. Like, he's a top pitching prospect in baseball. And I think Burrows deserves to be here too. But you got Skeens, Keller, Falter, Heaney, and now Burrows. I mean, Carmen Mlodzinski was the obvious guy to replace in the rotation. And you'd think that they're going to debut him at home. So it would be this series, and he's obviously not coming up this week.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Bubba until June. I don't think they're going to debut him on the road.
No.
So
Maybe
he has nothing left. Yeah, he has nothing left to prove at this point. I think you're going to have those welcome to the league moments no matter what. You've seen Skeens have them, even though it hasn't been like that crazy. But I don't know where you put him. I guess you have to take Burrows out of the rotation, move him to the bullpen at some point, or move, put Mlodzinski back there, move some things around, but you're not going to take any of the other guys out. So
I like Burrows in like a long man role if they go that route.
Sure.
And Mlodzinski would be really good in a high leverage spot. Like we said, the stats are there to back it up. What he does in 1 inning stints, that stuff plays up, makes too much sense. I don't really understand why they sent him to AAA to continue starting. He did have a really good outing the other day. I don't know if you saw his stat line. Like 6 innings, 1 hit, 10 Ks or something like that.
That's going to happen, though. That's going to happen, though. I mean, it goes one of two ways. You either tell him, hey, you have to move back to the bullpen, like we're not doing this whole starter thing anymore, even if you succeed at AAA, or you trade him to a team who thinks they can make him a starter and get more value for it.
I mean, just given the depth of arms we have here, he doesn't really fit in as a starter here anyway, right, even if they want to start him. So, good question. Stephanie,
get a free
from
copy.
Downtown.
We got another one.
Another question.
Tom from Avella. Thank you for taking my question. I usually send in questions to other mailbags around the city, and they never get answered.
That's no Ohio's, man.
I'm not going to say any names. But if you were given the reins today as the GM, other than updating your Indeed resume, what would be your first move?
So if I was GM today, good question, Tom from Avella. If I was GM today, I'm getting rid of every single guy that is on a 1-year contract or their contract is up next year. So that would include Haney, Ferguson, IKF. Who else are we looking at? If
anyone will take,
send me a 16-year-old kid in the Dominican for Tommy Pham, Adam Frazier, if you can get anything in return, which like the problem with those guys is you probably can't. And then I'm just building up as much as I can for that window that maybe Connor Griffin is in at that point, because that's probably what you're going to get for those guys. Maybe not Andrew Heaney or like a bullpen arm that could succeed somewhere else, but big trades.
I think too, obviously the 1-year deals, but I would start building up depth in the system, and it starts with trading guys like Dennis Santana. Like if you're not going to compete, you don't need a closer. Okay. You trade a guy like that because you're going to get a big return for him. You see what you can do with Brian Hayes and Brian Reynolds in the trade market too. And you just build up that upper level depth, especially in the position player depth, because that's where they're lacking. I think they got to take advantage of the assets that they have and flip them while they can if they're not going to compete. This is something they've struggled to do in the past with like maybe like a David Bednar, other guys.
Way too long. Yeah.
Way too long. It's better to trade a guy too early than too late. I've heard that a scout say that before. So that's where I would start, is just building depth. You see small markets like Tampa Bay and Cleveland. They're consistently good because they have a lot of minor league depth. That's something that we don't have.
Yeah, especially with relievers, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely goofed it with the Bednar thing. I want Bednar to succeed in Pittsburgh. I want him to succeed anywhere. But I think at this point, you're so far behind, even if we start to compete, that you're not going to find a way to get back to the top. So those relievers are going to do you no good. But at the trade deadline, they yield such a high return for a team that's so close or already there, right? So
that's why I would try to see what you can get at the deadline, because like you said, you're going to get a higher return. Guys are trying to compete in the last couple months of the season. So good question, Tom from Avella. You get a free coffee, my friend.
Thank you.
Got Murph with a couple more comments here talking about pitching depth. He said he'd love to see Burrows get a run on the rotation first. He thinks he can stick before Ashcraft.
I agree with that.
I would agree with that.
I would agree with that. I'd put Ashcraft more as a leverage arm at the end of the day, or just even a six inning guy. I don't know. I mean, he hasn't had the greatest year in AAA, but the stuff definitely. I think the stuff would probably play up in 1 or 2 inning stints.
I think he's ready.
Yeah.
The stuff is MLB ready, but he also doesn't have a ton of miles on his arm, so he's not a guy you're going to come up and start a bunch. I think you got to build up his innings, and you could do that by bringing him up and putting him in the bullpen for a little bit. I think that stuff will play up. Not necessarily, you don't have to put him in high leverage, put that kind of pressure on him, but like you could definitely use him as bullpen depth.
100% agree. I think both of those guys, you have a lot of options. Yeah, I mean, you have plenty of options in AAA too to bring up for bullpen. I think bullpen guys are easy to find.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So I think Burrow, like you mentioned earlier, Burrows definitely deserves an opportunity to prove himself in this pen, but it becomes a little blurry. The lines become blurred when you have Bubba Chandler just waiting there, right? I mean, I think clearly any other team would most likely call Bubba up, before Mike Burrows.
He would have been up by now.
And you could also make the argument Mike Burrows should have been up to begin with in some type of role.
Yeah,
right. I mean, you gave him a chance last year. I know it was last game of the season and it was very short, but this is a guy who's battled for most of his career with injuries and trying to fight back. And I think he has stuff that plays at the major league level. You just got to give him a chance.
Just to touch on the bullpen real quick before we move on. A guy like Dennis Santana, this is a guy we claimed off waivers last year. If you told me a year ago that, he was maybe going to be our big deadline move this year that was going to fetch the biggest return, I wouldn't have believed it. But this is relievers. I don't want to say they're easy to come by, but like these stories happen all the time, and they might as well take advantage of his value while they can. He's probably going to fetch them the biggest return at the deadline.
100%. Before we keep going forward, got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Total Sports Enterprises. Go to tseshop.com for all of your Pittsburgh sports memorabilia needs. Pirates, Penguins, Steelers, and more. Get a Skeens jersey.
Yeah.
Imagine having that hung up in your office.
Yep.
Andrew McCutcheon bat, much, much more. Go to tseshop.com. Who do we got on the hill today?
Mitch Keller versus, one second here, Quinn Priester.
Quinn Priester's back.
Quinn Priester's back. This is a game we should win.
100%.
I like our chances. He's struggled with Milwaukee so far this season.
Struggled. You know what you're going to get from Quinn. The fastball is not going to overpower you. He's most likely going to leave you something middle at some point. I believe I said on the pod, expect some Oneil Cruz home runs this series. I think I specifically mentioned Saturday. So today he hit maybe too early.
He's making a case
night
for hitter of the week.
Absolutely. I mean, you can talk about clutch, but this is a very important game for this series. I don't want to try and tie this thing up on Sunday, get ahead now. You haven't supported Mitch all year.
Yeah.
All year. It's quality start after quality start, and just haven't been able to score a run for him. You got something?
Just my own comment. So you did say if I were a betting man, I'd put money on Nelson Cruz home run on Saturday. Or Oneil Cruz. Getting my Cruzes. Bring him back, dude.
Yeah,
bring him back. We need outfield help. Do they score at least 3 days in a row?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think today's the day that you have to score over 4 runs, right?
I think today they score over 6.
Okay.
I think momentum in baseball is huge. Even if the 5 runs on Thursday night were kind of bogus, meaningless, garbage time, hitting's contagious, runs are contagious. If guys are scoring, more guys are going to score. So you have the perfect opportunity that you set yourself up for with Quinn Priester. Now, I don't want it to be a homecoming for Priester, and he shows us like a I told you so
no, dude.
moment, which could very likely happen. But I don't know. Today, I'm betting at least 6 runs.
This is
for
a
the
guy
Pirates, multiple home runs.
This is a guy that doesn't miss bats either, right? You got the sinker
Right.
slider combo. He actually, coming out of high school, was like a 4-seam curveball guy, but that 4-seam doesn't miss bats. So the Sox kind of transformed him into more of like a sinker slider guy. He was just recently traded to Milwaukee from Boston. Boston actually got a return for him.
Yeah.
Can you believe,
People are mad about
can
that,
You believe
yeah.
that Quinn Priester was traded twice for like prospects?
Yeah.
Nick York, and then I forget the guy's name that went to Boston. But yeah, I think today's a prime game where they have to hit, score a lot of runs. And, Mitch will give you a good solid 6 innings, 3 runs or less. So let's back him up.
100%. Anyone with the bat today that you're specifically interested in? I got a couple.
Spencer Horwitz.
100%.
I like Spencer Horwitz today. I think he's having a good day. This should be a game where Brian Reynolds like breaks out a little bit. Not breaks out, but gets out of the funk. June's right around the corner. It's Brian Reynolds month.
Exactly.
So yeah.
And his at bats have been a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
It's still not the Brian Reynolds that we know, but they've been slightly better. He's hitting a little bit more safe in games, but yeah, I would expect a Reynolds bomb today, maybe a Horwitz bomb.
Like that.
What about a Cruz bomb?
I
what's
like
everybody?
I like our odds.
Yeah,
How about IKF bomb? Canario bomb?
Speaking about a guy that hits the ball hard, man.
Man.
Like no cheap
shots.
No cheap shots off that bat. I've actually grown to really like him in the everyday lineup just because of the potential that you could potentially get off the bat. Even if he's going to K at a high percentage, like you need a guy that's going to be able to put the ball in the gas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice change of pace. Do we have a question here?
Potentially. We have any questions?
Not right yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Canario, love what he provides with the lineup. I hope, hopefully he's out there today in left field. But yeah, I think, like I said, a good day for Brian Reynolds to get his swing back. Let's talk about Henry Davis for a second. I think I'm going to start seeing a little bit more of Henry Davis more than once a week.
I think it's necessary either way.
Yeah.
Because you need to make you moving forward, whoever takes over this regime, or if it's still Ben Cherington, don't fight me over that. I don't know. But either way, you can't continue to trot him out there once every 5 days and be like, this is what Henry Davis is. So you got to give him a run for it, right?
Yeah.
We saw a decent game the other day at the plate. Wasn't terrible. I mean, there's definitely holes.
The classic
in the swing.
Davis swings like down left field line.
Yeah, I mean, he's
open.
gonna pull the absolute crap out of the ball. It's gonna look like he's guessing at some points, but it's undeniable that he's been very good behind the plate.
Yeah,
he's our best defensive catcher.
Yeah,
and he schemes his guy.
It's funny how the evolution of, I said this on our last episode, the evolution of Henry Davis has been kind of funny to watch because he came out of college as a bat first, a glove second guy, and now he's a glove first guy, and he's got one of the quickest pop times in baseball right now, right?
Yeah. I mean, Joey Bart's like one of the slowest.
Yeah. So I'm curious what they're going to do with Endy when he's ready and how they're going to, who they're going to keep up here and who's going to go down. But I guess a good problem to have because you got a guy like Joey Bart who's has one of your highest averages. He's not slugging as much as he did last year. I'd like to see him put the ball in the seats a little bit more, but I'm interested to see what they do with him.
What's your
oh boy, we got
lineup?
we got some competition in the house.
We got
Wars.
You left him hanging, by the way. You left him hanging.
got a couple live questions here. Your name, where you're from, and your question.
Jim Rosati, longtime listener, first time caller from Louisville, Kentucky. I want to. Well, that was my question. Was Nick Solak got promoted after dominating the International League, and He started his first couple games, but hasn't gotten much playing time.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
Well, I think at first it looked like he was going to be platooning with Spencer Horwitz there at first base. I'd like to see some more Nick Solak up there, but I don't know. What do you think?
We're talking about the Babe Ruth of the International League here. So I think
there you go.
He's still on the roster.
He is still on the roster.
I thought he'd be see you later after like a couple of days, but I don't know, maybe get some opportunities against left-handed pitchers, but they're going to give Horowitz the run for.
Well, I don't think we're facing a lefty this series. We got Quinn Priester, Logan Henderson tomorrow, so I don't know if we're going to see him in the lineup. But I
also don't mind him coming off the bench. It's somebody who can put bat the ball.
Absolutely. We have another question.
We have one in the chat here. Murph said Rosati is in this one. I'm out. We got a question in the chat. What's happening with Oviedo right now?
That's a great question. I thought about him the other day. I'm like, where is Oviedo right now?
Yeah, it doesn't look promising for a return right now. I feel like with him, like 1 year coming back from TJ, it looked like he was going to be delayed a little bit at the end of the year, or at the beginning of the year last year. And then what was it, a lat?
A lat, yeah.
Dude, those. I mean, you're the pitching guy. Like that kills, man.
Yeah, he could be out for a while.
Yeah.
Until he's like 100%. So
and then it's a rehab process and coming back. It's like you want to get something out of the guy, but
I haven't even heard one word about Oviedo, to be honest with you. So
yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to ask around about that. But I think with these guys like Jared Jones and Oviedo at this point, if guys are fringe and they're hurt, and why risk it?
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, if they were competing right now and they were even close to 500, I'd be like, okay, maybe Oviedo can come back in like a leverage role, but
a bullpen role.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening.
Laura Dragos from Albany, Maryland.
So we got a Maryland. We got I think an Orioles fan here. We got a texted in question from a passerby. No. So the question is, would you make this trade? I know there's been a lot of Skeens trade talk lately. So Skeens for Jackson Holiday, Colton Cowser, Colby Mayo, and Kyle Bradish.
Who?
Kyle Bradish.
The Orioles get
Bradish.
Oh man, I'm thinking about that. Yeah.
No,
I
wouldn't. I would want more of a return.
More of a return.
More. Okay. Or just I'm not sold on Jackson Holiday, to be honest with you. I think he's going to be good, but I don't think he's good enough to be in that package.
I like Kyle Bradish.
I'm also just not trading Skeens until at least like the second to last year
of his
I mean, like I think while he's here, you owe it to the fans to at least try and compete in that time period. Well, but we have talked about it. There's precedent for this, and it helped win the Nationals a game last night.
Yeah,
with Hassel, Abrams, and Woods all contributing that were brought back in the Juan Soto trade. So there are guys like that where you can trade them, and they can be franchise altering.
Yeah, I'm definitely not trading Skeens yet. I'm not. I would think about that offer.
Yeah,
I'm not trading him yet. I think a lot of people in this front office would have to go into hiding if they traded him. So there's been a lot of negativity around this team this year. Let's not trade Skeens yet. But yeah, great question.
You get free coffee. Yeah,
we got a lot of questions here.
All right. Familiar.
Hello, Cody from Beaver. Just want to know, why don't we just bring up Connor Griffin now?
Oh.
Because if we leave him in the minors, they're going to ruin him. Just take him at his top potential now and plug him into the lineup.
Okay.
Who says no?
19.
I know some people who may say no.
There have been 19-year-olds that have debuted.
Right?
Juan Soto. Was Harper 19?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or Ken Griffey maybe was 20 or something. But I think Connor's like gonna come. He's gonna move quicker than we think, given a guy being drafted out of high school. Yeah, I don't want him to be touched too much. He's really impressed me, man, and seeing him in person too. Like he's a physical specimen and very, very mature for his age.
Yeah.
Very advanced feel for the plate, and he's starting to recognize breaking balls too. It's just like, dude, watch out. I think he's going to be an absolute superstar. Wouldn't mind calling him up right now.
Yeah, I mean, hearing him talk on the pod about just like breaking down his swing and what he's been doing and his approach at the plate is unreal for a guy that age. Because a lot of times at that level, it's like actually trying to figure stuff out, and he's going up there with a plan, and he knows what he can provide and bat to ball, and the power is going to come for a guy that's what 6'4",
220.
220.
I think he could be our best shortstop and center fielder right now. So
I mean,
which
he's
isn't saying much, but
you've seen the plays he's made in center so far. I mean,
Yeah.
it's unreal.
which I think that's his eventual home. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. Great question. Cody from
Awesome.
Beaver.
Thank you.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Anthony from Newcastle, the great city of Newcastle. So I have a question. After going 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, just dominating yesterday in AAA, why is Carmen Maginski the next best starter?
Great question. Great question. Yeah, he did dominate. I did see that. I had a little chuckle.
switcheroo in showbiz. Yeah.
You want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll go. I think Carmen's proven himself now.
Yeah.
All he needed was one outing in AAA to show why he deserves to be in this rotation over Bubba Chandler. So you know what?
Yeah.
Call him back up. Let him go 7 next time, no matter what. You know, I think he needs to face the lineup 3, 4, even 5 times before we really make a decision on Carmen Maginski. So no, yeah, I agree with that. I'm going complete turnaround there. There's your free coffee. Thank you for the question. Yeah.
Love that. Wow. Did not expect that one. Funny because we talked about Carmen here before DiNardo showed up.
I mean, in reality, and we've talked about this on the pod, I think last episode, I think my spin on it is Carmen goes down. He's going to succeed at that level.
Yeah.
The jump between Major League Baseball and AAA to Major League Baseball is so vast nowadays. Like Carmen is gross. Like he has disgusting stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was you, maybe it was Noah. We were talking like he has like Josh Hader potential.
Yeah.
Noah
Noah was saying this the other night,
in the 8th or 9th inning. The sinker is nasty. Like I wouldn't throw the 4-seam to be honest with you, but
I
the
think
movement
he's
that he
about
has,
that from what we've heard, but
yeah, the movement is crazy and it plays up in one inning. Like we talked about guys maybe potentially putting Ashcraft in the bullpen, and maybe it's not going to work out for 5 innings this year, but for 1 inning, I'll tell you what, that plays every single time. It's the same with Carmen.
yeah, I mean, we see it with guys like Jack Sawinski too. Jack Sawinski goes down and automatically starts hitting home runs,
right?
After not really swinging the bat much up here.
Not too many home runs.
Not too many. Well,
not
4, but
yeah.
I think, but still, he's hitting well. Some other guys have performed. I think Kyle Nicholas has done better since he's gone down there.
Yeah,
from what
I mean, it's another guy who
Yeah.
could, I want to see just great stuff. I mean, I think last year you were saying he was going to be the future closer of this team.
Yeah.
I think bullpen guys are so, it's like one side or the other. Like you could be bad for 5 years and then all of a sudden you have a career that gets you paid.
Yeah.
Right. Like after 1 year, like that could be the case with Dennis Santana. It was DFA'd before,
Yep.
we brought him here. So I'm not scared to, going back to our conversation earlier, the question that we got about being a GM, you need to explore getting the most you can for these guys and rebuilding.
Another guy that they probably lost out on moving was Colin Holderman.
Yeah.
Not that was ever really a discussion, but like, I mean, hindsight's 2020, obviously. He's obviously had his struggles, which I still don't believe everything's right with him, or it might just be mental because he was hitting 99 pretty consistently. It has to be mental at this point.
He's trying to locate, like,
yeah.
Before it was he was able to almost tunnel that fastball with the disgusting slider, right? And you get guys chasing a ton, and now the slider is middle every single time, which for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, pitcher, he's trying to locate. He's like, you're trying to throw strikes too much and just letting it rip. You can see like the RPM on everything is down.
Yeah.
Significantly before that thing had a ton of spin. It's like the slider was just, I mean, it wasn't just as good as Justin Lawrence's because that is a Frisbee, but it was close.
Man, that's a guy I miss right now. You just said his name, Justin Lawrence. Would love to have him in the pen.
This is another comment here in the chat. It's just a little bit of a recall to talking about Cruz hitting a home run. Little statistical analysis here. Cruz batting .333 and slugging .583 against the sinker. Quinn was at about 55% on the pitch the last time around. Good matchup for Cruz to hit a home run or 2.
Tonight,
back-to-back 2 home run games.
Yeah, I like those stats against the sinker. If that's the case, Priester's a good matchup for him.
First pitch swinging, first pitch crushing tonight.
Yeah, I like the odds. I might put some money on that tonight. Just saying.
Shout out to Rhythm.
Yeah, that's a good segue.
Yeah, Rhythm. Let's do a little ad read here. Rhythm is a data-backed sports gambling app. It's not a book, but an app that helps you put together the best odds for your parlays, money lines, player props, and much, much more. Bet smarter with Rhythm. And if you use code JustBaseball50, all caps JustBaseball50, you get 50% off your entire year. Couple bets pays you right back on that.
Yeah.
We'll stay talking numbers here. Another question might be a little speculative, but how much does Cruz get in ARB?
That's a great question.
Wow. I think it's
Probably in the
gonna.
teens,
I
right?
think they're gonna go to arbitration.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be over like a couple $1,000.
Yeah, it'd be like 100K.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What's your guess?
I was gonna say in the teens.
In the teens, I'd probably say like 12.
Yeah.
12, and I think the argument for the Pirates is it's still very early. You're having your first full career, your first full season last year, and then going into this year, you didn't play good defense.
I mean,
although it has been better as of lately, like he is maturing, that he's getting a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, the argument is you haven't played that much. You were hurt. The defense is bad. Although the counter to that is, well, I'm not a center fielder. You made me play here. So yeah, I would say I'd say it probably settles. Probably if it does settle, probably around like 14.
Yeah.
If not, they're gonna fight over probably like 12 to 14.
You made a good point about Cruz, just to back it up. The couple weeks ago about how he doesn't like really know, have a feel for like his strides or
right.
You want to touch on that real quick?
Yeah. So I mean, I played center field or every outfield position, and I mean a big part of it is just like understanding the layout of where you're at, timing. It's like almost like football, right?
Yeah.
You're running timing routes. You want to know where you're at on the field at all points. With him, and that applies for your jumps, right? Like how long does it take you to get to a certain point in the field while you're looking up at a ball or you're running down? I think he's so fast, he's so large, and he hasn't been given an opportunity to like truly roam. He's very limited at shortstop in that big frame where he doesn't know where he's at all points. And kind of to my point, you saw a lot of times, especially early on this year, where he was straight up in left field trying to catch a simple fly ball. And I think that's because his strides are so great where he takes 10 steps and he's so much further than he actually thinks he is. He doesn't have an understanding of the true read yet, how far he can get. And once he understands like, hey, this is like my range and this is where I can, call guys off and where I can command the outfield, I think you're going to start seeing a little bit better of an O'Neal Cruz out there. But until then, it's still going to be a learning process. It's not that easy. Like we've seen guys do it from the shortstop position. Fernando Tatis won a platinum.
Yeah, that was just like very rare.
Right. And then, but Jackson Merrill made the transition pretty easily as well. I mean, I still believe in O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah.
In the outfield. And I do think there is Gold Glove potential. I know it's silly saying it right now.
Put it on a quote card.
Gold Glove potential.
There's still Gold Glove potential. I'll be serious about that because the tools are too high for him not to it's not going to go to waste out there. He's going to be able to make plays that are low percentage catches. He's going to be able to make, throws 101 miles per hour to home plate to get guys. And we're going to see more of that as he gets more comfortable, but it's still a learning process right now.
So this is my own follow-up question. You're like, okay, the defense is subpar. Cruz's defense to that is, well, I'm not a center fielder. You're saying Gold Glove potential. Like how long? How long until that comes to fruition? Does he fit anywhere else, or are you just stuck with him in center field hoping to develop the tools and rely on the arm? That's his big draw right now.
Take that real quick.
I mean, I think you bet on the athleticism right now. Like you, given the state of the team, I think you can wait a little bit with him. I think he'll figure it out. But where else are you going to move him? I think first base.
First base would be the only other option. If not, he's a career DH after that. And you don't want that. He's too athletic.
Yeah, I don't think you want to move him. I don't think that's something you need to rush to do. I think you let him figure it out. and you just bet on the athleticism always.
Yeah. How many questions have we had so far? Because we're giving away a free
I was just
card
thinking that.
today, a signed autograph. Do we have any flyers left here?
We have 2 more.
2 more. Okay, so we've had 6 questions. The 10th guy to ask, or 10th individual to ask a question gets a free autographed card.
It's a good one.
It's a really good one.
I saw it this morning, and I'll just say this: I would want it over probably 95% of the players that have ever played for the Pirates. It's a.
Would you take it over a Bill Mazeroski sign card?
Me personally, I would. For me personally, that's probably a hot take, but I think I would.
Okay, I want to build this up a little bit just in case somebody does get it. Would you take it over? Ooh,
Doc Ellis.
Doc Ellis, a Doc Ellis signed card.
Probably not Doc
Are we
Ellis.
close though? It's like right in the same range.
It's there. It's close.
How about over a Tom Gorzolini sign card?
Oh, that's tough. Every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Come on now.
Let's we got anything else in the chat before we move on?
Nothing in the chat right now.
Cool. What should we talk about, Scott?
Let's talk about today and what we got going on. We've got we're gonna be on the field later. Ask some questions. Your favorite player's favorite color, probably. We got the NS9 tailgate. We got all the NS9 guys here. So if you're at the NS9 tailgate, come stop by. Say hi to us. And we're gonna have some. We'll be out in the outfield as always. So
Yeah, couple of things. If you have any questions that you want us to ask the players, or like a blind rank for any of the players, they seem to like that a lot. Or just like a game, anything like that, hit us up, shoot us a DM, put it in the chat right now. That would be great. Have some more live shows coming up soon. Staying in the Strip District at Harp and Fiddle. We're gonna have a live show in June, early June.
pregame show.
Pregame show before I think the San Diego series.
Was it Miami? No, I think it's Miami.
Miami. We're
They're
already
going
in
to San
Miami. Miami comes here.
Oh, Miami.
Yeah.
San Diego's Monday.
Okay. So
The
it's
Cubs,
something on
maybe?
it's a West Coast game.
Yeah.
I think it's a West Coast game. But regardless, we will be over there doing a pregame show, and then every other Saturday again here. We got Keller today. Again, I said we're gonna probably score. I think 5 or more runs is the go today for Keller. That should do it as long as he could, stay as consistent as he was before. But that that brings up like the question that we were talking about earlier in the pod. That's like another guy who you would look into getting a return for, right? I don't want to say too they just won. I know we're trying to talk about winning right now.
Yeah.
But the question we got earlier is still sitting with me of guys you would explore in order to try and make a true difference here. I think Keller would be at the top of my list
Maybe
on
that's
guys
why
that
they're-
yield you the highest return.
Oh yeah, 100%. Maybe that's what they're waiting for to call Bub up for that Mitch Keller trade. No, I'm kidding.
Can you imagine?
We're over here talking hey guys, coming off a win.
Yeah.
Who can we trade? No. Yeah, absolutely. Keller would absolutely fetch you a return, and his contract's not to me, it's not out of this world. Question. Oh, awesome. Cool.
We got a shout out. What is it?
Yeah, we just got a shout out from the screen printing and embroidering business that is next door.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
right.
Shout out.
It's bumping in the strip today, guys.
It really is jumping today. We've had a lot more. Yeah, shout out GPSA group and shout out Tom's Tents. We've had a lot of
Go to Tom Smith.
We have a question in the chat. Friend of the show,
Okay.
faithful listener and question asker, Patty Gyron. Great win last night. O'Neal Cruz is now at 10 home runs? 10?
I think so. No. He's above 10, right? I could be wrong. After last night.
10.
Her question: what's the over/under on Cruz this season for homers? Where do we think he's going to finish the season at?
I think the over-under is probably 25 in that.
I think he gets
Like-
close to 30.
I mean, I'll tell you what the over-under is right now on it, but Yeah, I think you're talking 30-30 potential. What is he at stolen bases right now? Probably like
15.
15, 16. And then you'd like to see a little bit more power right now coming, but like I think it's changed a little bit and his approach has changed a little bit in that leadoff spot. You are getting the leadoff home run, which is nice, but yeah, I think I'd probably put it at like 25.5.
Yeah.
26.5 maybe. Yeah.
And I would take the over there. I think we see O'Neill, especially if he plays a full season, he's healthy. I think we see him get to 30. Would love to see him hit that 30-30 mark though too. That's been a part of his game that he's unlocked this year.
Right.
So
100%. Yeah. I think, yeah, you're talking 30-30 potential and gold glove defense eventually.
how many home runs do you think we see out of Spencer Horwitz?
Oh, I think the sky's the limit, honestly, with Spencer
I don't know
Horwitz.
why I'm asking you this question.
I think realistically, I think from what the sample size we've seen in Major League Baseball, I think he hit 12 with Toronto
Yeah.
in 40 something games.
Mhm.
I think he can be a 20 home run a year guy. And as a first baseman, I know like the stereotype is we want power, we want a guy that's going to drive and runs, and he's going to be able to provide that. But I think more importantly, for the type of team that they're trying to assemble, he's going to get on base.
Yeah.
He's going to give you good at bats. He's going to get on base in either the beginning or the middle of the lineup. So I'm really impressed with what I've seen from Horwitz so far. He hits the ball hard, man. And the swing is nice from left side.
Let's talk a hypothetical here. Batting lineup.
Your ideal lineup?
Well, yeah,
For
we can go
tonight.
down that route, but I think I'd like to see him in the 2-hole.
Over Reynolds.
But then again, you're going to go lefty. I know O'Neill at the top, then you go Horwitz second. I like Horwitz as I'm a traditional guy where I like to see the guy that gets on base a lot in that 2-hole, especially a lefty. If you got a guy on first, the guy you're holding the runner, he hits one down the line, pokes one through the right side. I think there's a lot of potential there in the 2-hole. What are your thoughts there?
I agree with that. I like that a lot. And then you move Reynolds down a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. When the question is right now, Kutch is batting 2.
Right.
So what do you do with Kutch? Kutch could go through. I like Kutch 3 more than I like Reynolds 3 right now, given how they're performing.
I think let's do this then. Let's talk. Everyone's healthy.
Yep.
Gonzalez is back. Endy's back. You have everyone available. Let's go through your lineup. What's your ideal lineup? Cruz leading off.
Cruz leading off. Horwitz second.
Okay. Let's
You
do
got-
this.
This is going to be dependent on pitching matchups.
Cruz. Let's go lineup. You got Cruz leading off and in center. Okay.
We've got Horwitz batting second at first base.
Spence.
We've got Kutch DHing in the 3-hole.
Okay.
Oh boy. So this is where it gets tricky.
Yeah.
Because who's going to be your 4 guy? Because I kind of want to put Reynolds at 5.
So I think you maybe go Bart.
Okay, Bart.
Yeah.
Bart 4. Never mind. Bart 4 catching. Reynolds 5 in right field.
I like that.
Canario 6 in left. Key or Nick Gonzalez in 7-hole.
Nick.
Okay. Wait, I actually love this.
Dude, we're
Nick.
cooking right now. Second base.
Second base. 8 Cabrian, third base. 9 IKF at shortstop. That's not a bad lineup.
Chalk it up, dude. World Series lineup right there.
I mean, okay, so let's go through it. I love this actually for with what we're working with right now, and this is then you have Endy coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy coming off the bench.
And this is probably means Henry is being sent back.
Probably.
You're not going to carry 3 catchers.
Yeah.
Most likely not. So then, okay, Cruz in center field, Spence hitting second at first, Kutch at DH hitting third, Bart in the 4-hole at catcher, Reynolds in right, Canario in left, Gonzalez at second, Hayes at third, IKF at short.
I love it.
And then you got Endy, Triolo, Solak off the bench. So
wait, who's your 4th guy off the bench? Is it Solak? Wait, you got Endy,
4th guy, you got Endy, you have
Triolo,
Solak, bam.
You don't look very happy about that, Scott.
Hey, watch what you say, dude. You should be listening. but like we're working with what we have right now on the roster as a well, I guess no, we're assuming everyone's healthy that's going to be back. So Gorski, he's not going to be back unless it actually calls for it. So if everyone's healthy, I love that lineup. Will that actually happen?
What do you do with Frazier?
Forgot about Frazier.
3 for 3 last night before getting intentionally walked.
Yeah, they had a base open. Let's relax.
Oh.
I mean, okay, so yeah, you have to get rid of another guy then. Get rid of Fam.
Yeah, I mean, ideal lineup. I'm DFA.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's same thing with Frazier though. Then like you have.
So what I like about this bench is you got guys that can play multiple positions. You got Triolo.
Yeah.
Who can play multiple positions,
Solak.
but multiple positions well.
In reality, your Solak's going.
Probably.
That's actually what's happening.
Yeah.
We got
I want to say that. He's right there.
Yeah, he's not paying attention.
Got another question here though about Horwitz. Do you platoon him, or is he signed, sealed, delivered?
So this was your prized off-season addition, right, or acquisition. This is a guy like last year. Everyone was up in arms when O'Neal Cruz was moving up and down the lineup, and he was not batting against left-handed pitchers. And then we're like, oh my God, O'Neal Cruz can actually hit left-handed pitchers.
Right.
Has to be an everyday guy, and I think Horwitz has to be an everyday guy too.
Yeah, I think we've been brainwashed as Pirates fans to think like, oh, like there has to be a platoon option. I get that. And if you look at the numbers, his numbers in Toronto were not great against left-handed pitching. But if you listen to interviews in the past and you look at the minor league numbers, he was actually pretty successful against left-handed pitching. And you know how you get better against left-handed pitching at the major league level?
You face more.
You face more of it.
So
yeah.
The only instance where I don't mind him sitting is like against some of these funky
like a Chris Sale.
I was gonna say Chris Sale, Nick Lodolo, like I kind of understood. Nick Lodolo is kind of in that mold too, especially, but more so like when you're competing and trying to, win games and you're in the race. Like I think you can make those decisions, but right now, 18 and 33 or 18 and 34.
Just let him hit.
Let him hit, man.
Let him hit.
He's the only way he's going to get better against lefties is if he faces them more. Obviously, he's going to get his days off, but
he already missed enough time too.
Yeah, he already missed enough time. He doesn't need these days off. So
yeah, 100% agree. Again, really like what I've seen from Spence. Run this.
Speaking of lineup, let's stay on the lineup for a second.
Yeah,
they have. Everyone used to be up in arms about all the matchups that Shelton used to play, and I know he had to work with what he had. I think Don Kelly's been changing this lineup quite a bit, at least the second half.
Which maybe that just shows that the roster isn't very good, and you got to kind of move stuff around in order to make it work. Like, I mean,
yeah,
that's just what it is. That's just how it's gonna go, right?
Yeah.
Until you have more of a lineup that we just put together. You're welcome, Pirates, when that comes back.
Yeah, when we're in the tunnel later, we'll give that to Don Kelly and tell him this is the lineup you're going to use today. So
at the beginning of the year, did you foresee Canario being in your World Series lineup?
No, because he wasn't on the team. But...
Yeah.
Did you even know his name 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Not really. I remember that he was acquired for Chris Bryant. Like that was a couple years ago, right? It was Caleb Killian and Alexander Canario from the Giants. Went to the Cubs. Did he debut against the Pirates?
He had a home run against the Pirates.
He did pretty well with the Cubs. He had like a 280 average, hit the ball hard. So
again, I like him in the lineup because he might strike out a lot, but he's going to swing the bat hard and often.
Yeah.
And when he makes contact, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Like he's hitting the ball hard. You hit the ball hard, you put it in play, good things are going to happen.
Yeah. I agree.
100%. We got 10 minutes left. If you don't already, go subscribe to the YouTube at Bucco Banter. Like, share, leave a comment, tell a friend. Go follow us on all social media at Bucco Banter. We have the Brewers till Sunday, and then they go out west.
San Diego. Actually, they don't have a
Arizona,
day off.
then San Diego.
4 straight series without a day off. So I was going to mention too when we were talking about lineups, but you're going to see some guys get some off days here. They've got a lot of baseball that are playing in a row here consecutively. So I think their next day off is Thursday.
Yeah.
Going from the game tomorrow to San Diego, that's going to be a long trip for the boys. So I'd like to get these 2 games today against Milwaukee, or next 2 games against Milwaukee, like we said, today is a big matchup for them. I think they got to capitalize on the matchup against Priester.
It's been kind of the month from hell in terms. Well, I mean, yeah, they lose a lot, but
Bro,
in
it's
terms of
been
the
first 2
teams,
months from hell.
yeah, I mean, in terms of the teams that they have played in May,
yeah,
it's been some of the top tier teams,
yeah,
in the entire league. Arizona, you're always going to get a battle from them. They're always competing. San Diego, obviously, I mean, it was a bad series here.
Well, San Diego's. Do you see how they're struggling right now? My man Matt Devine from Divine Sports Gospel, he's been down bad.
Yeah,
they're on a little bit of a losing streak. I saw that they were like being outscored like 30-some to 5 or something, and over a course of like a week.
Right.
So San Diego, maybe I know we're going out there, but hopefully catch them on a downswing. And then Arizona is not going to be easy either. They got a day off on Thursday, and they go to Arizona, and Arizona's a pretty good ball club. Corbin Carroll is and perennial MVP candidate.
Yeah, let's look at the schedule ahead real quick. You got Arizona, then San Diego, and then you go into June at home, Houston, Philly. Houston hasn't been. I mean, they're fine, but not the typical Houston.
Is that Miami after Philly?
Yeah,
That's
Miami.
why I was thinking Miami.
Then you get Miami at home, who you blew it against Miami early in the year, so I'm not gonna say any series is easy. And then you got the Cubs, good. You got Detroit, good.
Oh wait, they go to Arizona before San Diego.
Yes,
I had those two mixed up.
And then you got Texas, Milwaukee on the road, and then the Mets at home.
Does it feel like our first half schedule has been incredibly tough?
It's that and we're bad.
Well, yeah, I'm not denying that, but it just seems like there is no we have
there's no breaks.
Off.
There's no breaks, and when you can't dominate the series that you're supposed to dominate, it's all that works, right? Like the Miamis of the world. I mean, I know the Cardinals are not doing as bad as everybody thought, right? But you're supposed to compete in those series.
Yeah, they're back up. I feel like the middle of the Central right now has been kind of going back and forth. Milwaukee's on a downswing. They're in 4th, right above us. They're 2 games below 500.
Right.
The Reds are around 500, and then you've got the Cardinals who have played better baseball yet. They've been kind of fun. You talk about the Cardinals having the oldest pitching staff in baseball with Sonny Gray and some of those guys, Steven Matz, and then they got Nolan Arenado, who's been long rumored to be traded. Do you trade him? They could be in a wild card race. I doubt it. Those wild card teams are probably going to come from the East and the West.
Right.
But they're not as bad as I thought that they would be at the bottom of this division, and they still could be. But it just shows how winnable this division is.
Yeah, I mean you talked about the Pirates played a lot of good teams so far. They've lost a lot of close games to good teams. They easily could have won the Mets series. They
outscored them.
Yeah.
Was that the last time they scored over 4 runs? Because I think they won one game 7-1, right?
Yeah, I think that might be right.
Yeah.
They just blew a game against the Phillies that should have been locked up. They played good teams close, but it's that's not the games that you're winning.
That's what Kutch said last year when he decided to come back. I mean, he was going to come back one way or another. He said hey, we play these good teams close. And he was referring to the Yankees, the Dodgers. Yeah, but the end result's always the same, right? It's they're playing them close, but they're losing. So we got to find a way to make that happen. We got some.
Yeah, we got just one quick question in the chat, and then we got another one here on the street. Little change of pace here. Who should get inducted into the Pirates Hall of Fame this year?
Wow.
Tucapita Marcano.
That's a good one. Wow, who's not in it?
Dave Parker was last year, right?
Dave Parker was last year.
Wasn't
just recently heard a discussion about that.
Chuck Tanner.
Oh, Chuck Tanner.
Was Bonds the year before?
Bonds was last year too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Parker. That was a big year.
Yeah, it's gonna be Chuck Tanner.
Clint Hurdle.
You think?
Absolutely.
I'll disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think we're setting the bar so low.
Yeah.
Kind of for what?
Yeah. They were good.
I mean, he brought winning baseball back.
Sure, and then it went away. Yeah,
built a culture.
Yeah, kind of. And
Over
then the
3-year
culture is a
period.
little iffy, a little prisony.
Chuck Tanner. I'll go
I
with
think it's Chuck Tanner.
I'll go to Newcastle.
Chuck
guys.
Tanner will be Mark. Put it down. Signed, sealed, delivered. I think we got one more
We
question.
got another one on the street here.
Yeah, hi, this is Bucko Mike from Parts Unknown. My question is, what has to happen for Don Kelly to be the manager at the start of 2026?
Oh man, I think 500 plus baseball from now moving forward.
I was just gonna say 500 baseball, and I don't know, change the culture around the team. I don't know how you measure that, but I think that was the big thing in the first month. Is like this team looked lifeless, and we noticed it the first weekend that they started to have a little bit more life. The guys were out in the field. It like just a vibe.
I mean,
felt
yeah,
different.
the vibe was way different. Before it was nobody was out there. It was doom and gloom, and then almost the day after Shelton was fired, it was everyone was laughing, smiling. Like you could tell there was a noticeable difference in the clubhouse. And we kind of talked about this on the pod 2 days ago with Max Clark. In Detroit, right? 2023 picked part of that Skeens class where Detroit was really kind of like not competing. The organization was going differently. They brought in AJ Hinch, and now they're competing at all levels. Right. And the organizational shift has been winning at every single level, competing, being a family, like everything matters. And we don't have that in the Pirate system right now. And I think that's what it's going to take with Don Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the way they're going about it because usually you don't really care about records at the affiliate level, but it seems like they're all about competing at every level and building that culture. And I think that's what we're gonna need to see some sign of that at the big league club here. We're gonna have to see like some life on this team, and they're gonna have to play. I would say just 500 baseball to have him be considered to be manager next year.
Right.
So, is Bucko Mike in the chat, by the way?
Bucko Mike's not in the chat today.
Okay, I'm concerned.
Well, that's because he's here.
That's right. he is here. Well, we got a couple minutes here. We're just gonna wrap it up. We'll be at the game today. So if you're listening or if you hear this on Spotify or wherever, come say hi. We're always asking questions. We always have giveaways, whether it be baseball cards, autographs. What did we give away yesterday? An Adam Frazier signed baseball.
Yeah.
Not bad. We had a Brian Reynolds signed baseball the other day. Hayes autograph. I think we got a good one today.
We had a Nikki G signed picture the other day.
Yeah, Nikki G signed photo. So this week at the park, we are asking what your favorite bar in Pittsburgh.
Fun question.
Tell us your favorite bar. A lot of people are fighting over the best spot in the burg. Let us know. And then also your favorite ice cream place. What's your favorite ice cream place?
I actually
let's out you.
I
right
haven't
here.
been to Pages, so like I know.
Crime. Lock him up.
Yeah.
It's in Highland Park. La Scala?
Oh,
it's
Italian ice place.
Yeah, I think
La Scola.
La Scola. I think that's a really underrated place, but
I mean,
La Scola is good.
No,
that's the most Scott answer I've ever heard in my entire life.
Italian.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? The gelato at Papa J's, pretty good.
Right. And the podcast.
For good, dude. It's bedtime. It's bedtime for Scott.
Well, we got a lot going on today. If you're at the NS9 tailgate, like I said, let us know. Hit us up at the ballpark. Let's have a good Saturday on the North Shore, huh?
Yeah. Again, we got our first parallel Parker of the day.
Oh,
real
here
quick.
we go.
Hold on.
We're gonna color commentate this parallel park job.
I think cut it. Might
have cut it too soon.
Too soon.
All right.
Way too soon. Nope.
No, buddy.
You gotta have to cut it one more time.
Wait, maybe he can salvage this.
There we go. Cut it. Keep cutting.
Wait, he salvaged it.
I think he might have to cut it one more time. It's not gonna work. You have to do it one more time.
A lot of poor vehicle awareness that we see on a day-to-day basis.
Go subscribe at Bucko Banter on YouTube. Multiple episodes a week. What, 3 to 4?
3 to 4 now. We got a minor league episode on Monday, and then the Wednesday and Sunday usually we're recording the game recap. So
yeah, and then go follow us on all social media at Bucko Banter. Send us all your questions in the DMs, comments, and then go check out the Sax Cast too. Every Wednesday produced by Bucko Banter with none other than Sax Boy Billy. So we appreciate everybody for listening, and until next time, raise it.
Salute.